is that Thunderfoot can't be trusted because his PhD, his speciality, is in chemistry. Whereas, of course, Elon Musk, who doesn't have a PhD at all, is completely trustworthy. Look, this is just the reality. A PhD counts for almost nothing. A PhD is what you do at the very beginning of your research career. It's not far off. You spend 3 years of doing competent research in a lab, and if you're okay at that, you get a PhD. Now, since my PhD, I've had another 17 or so years of researching stuff in labs around the world, in almost every kind of lab you can conceive of. I mean, all these people are saying that my PhD's in chemistry. I mean, that must mean that I can't know anything about nuclear reactors, right?
However, there's a problem with neutrons is that they've only got a half-life of about 10 minutes. And when they decay, they release about a mega electron volt of energy.
Even though I've spent some 15 years working in nuclear reactors. Hell, I've spent almost the same amount of time, well over a decade, working with vacuum systems of one sort or another. I mean, this is just a time-lapse of me putting together a high vacuum system from scratch, which is one of the reasons why I, unlike the people who built Elon Musk's Hyperloop, would never paint over an O-ring. So with the viewing port, they're apparently glued it on. There is no apparent seal on this whatsoever. So this is probably glued on. At which point I'm quite sure why you need... Oh no, there is an O-ring. There's an O-ring in here. There we go. But as you can see, it looks like they painted over the O-ring at some point. Not the smartest of things to have done. And if you've got any doubts here, here's me in that nuclear reactor working on a vacuum chamber, and there, right under my finger, is the O-ring. I mean, these are things that I've dealt with on a regular basis. Not that any of this really matters anyway, because I could still be wrong. Hell, even I occasionally slip up and an error works its way through and ends up in the video. It's rare, very rare, because I check the hell out of these things. But ultimately, it's just one guy who does all of this. And damn straight if that changed the conclusions, the actual conclusions of the video, I would either take the video down or